What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another post game here on Mets Central. The Mets grab a win, thankfully, as they beat the Pittsburgh Pirates 5-2. We're going to recap it and talk about it. Before we do, leave a like on the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're a Met fan, and turn on your notifications so you know when I upload or go live. What a chaotic win, honestly, because this could have gone south so much, whether it was the umps, really helping out the Mets out, or just because of the fact that they simply blew a lot of opportunities to blow this game open. Things could have went south, and then the Pirates had opportunities for, themselves to take a lead, but the bullpen at least held it down a bit, and again, they had some help from the umps. But let's talk about it. First inning, this, right off the rip, they annoyed me. You get 2-1 with nobody out as Lindor and Nimmo get a single. The Nimmo one a little weird as it bounced off of Bailey Falter. Nimmo steals a base too. Nice to see him steal a bag for once, right? And then the Mets go down in order, and you have Pete Alonso swinging at a pitch that is right at his eyeballs, and then you have Mark Vientos striking out looking at a pitch that was right down the middle that he should have been hitting all day of the week, or every day of the week, twice on Sunday. But I guess it's on Sunday, so he opted not to. And then you get to the bottom of the first, and the Mets, Peterson, that is, gets a 1-2-3 inning. Fairly easy. The second inning, a single, and then TORRENS gets caught stealing. Why is he stealing? I don't know if it was a failed hit and run or what, but it's so annoying because Tyrone Taylor then got a double, which most likely would have drove a run in, and then the Mets go down the rest of the way in order, and it was just infuriating because it's like, these are things where you look back at, and if they lost this game, it would have been annoying, but thankfully we don't have to look back at it that way. But you get to the bottom of the second, Connor Joe gets on thanks to an error by Peterson, a brutal error that is. I don't know why he stopped running for the ball there, but regardless, and I know that you could say, well, he's the pitcher, he shouldn't have to field that one, but still. Then you get Nick Gonzalez up, he flies out. Palacios gets a single, Bart walks, and then he works out of the jam with 2 big strikeouts there after loading up the bases. So huge for David Peterson to get out of the jam there. It sucks I drove the pitch count up, considering this bullpen is the way that it is. And I did have my worries after that inning, especially. And then you get to the third inning, the Mets get Lindor on with a walk, Nimmo with a single, and then Martinez gets on with a walk. Surely, you gotta think they're gonna score here, right? Dennis Santana has to come in because Falter got injured. Alonso and Vientos strike out again. You throw your arms up and say, yep, they're going to piss this opportunity away again. But Luis Torrens, thank you to the Yankees for giving the Mets him for free. He gets a huge RBI double, and that ends up making it 3-0. And the Mets end up taking the lead there. Taylor with a flyout, that ends it. We get to the bottom of the third. Peterson, fairly easy inning. Brian Reynolds had a single. That's about it. You get to the fourth. Iglesias with a ground out. Bader gets a double there. Gets caught stealing, unfortunately, because the Mets were aggressive on the base pass, which I do like. Seeing a little more aggression there. But at the same time, it didn't really work out. So should this have stuck in the game plan for all this time? I don't know. But Lindor with a flyout. And then you get to the bottom of the fourth. Gonzalez gets a double. And then Peterson ends up picking him off, thankfully. Then a ground out, and then a walk from Joey Bart, and then O'Neal Cruz with just a piss missile makes it 3-2. Thankfully, Peterson doesn't get into further trouble. The Mets go down in order in the top of the fifth, though. Bottom of the fifth, McCutchen strikes out, and then Reynolds with a single. No time wasted, and I love this from Mendoza. What is something that I talked about time and time again with Carlos Mendoza, especially when they hired him? I wanted to see a guy that is going to really go with his gut, and this was a scenario where he went with his gut. And I just realized I have the Rangers logo up for this post game. We're gonna switch that and pretend that it wasn't up. Forgot that I was recording a Rangers video last night, but regardless, you get to the sorry that I realized halfway through the video, but you get to Jose Budo coming into the game. Just cruise through, gets 2 outs. You get to the 6th inning. 2 singles back-to-back from Vientos and Torrens. A terrible bunt attempt by Tyrone Taylor. Iglesias then with a big double makes it 4-2. Huge run there. And then Harrison Bader with a sacrifice fly makes it 5-2. Lindor flies out. Could have maybe tacked on more runs there. But regardless, you end up getting the run, which that catch by Reynolds, by the way, on the Bader sac fly was just ridiculous. You just got to give credit there. Bottom of the 6th. You get a ground out there and then a walk and then a double play thanks to Jose Budo. And then the 7th, Nimmo with a single. Martinez strikes out and then Alonso with a double play. Alonso did not have a good day at the plate at all. We get to the bottom of the 7th where Reed Garrett comes in, gets a strikeout. Tellez gets a single. Then a brutal error by Luis Torrens there, throwing it to first with a pickoff attempt. McCutchen walks, Reynolds walks. Bases loaded, and you think, yeah, we've seen the movie. And I think we know how this is going to go, but it went better than we thought as Lindor made a unbelievable catch on Brian Hayes. And then on Sawinski, there was a brutal call that ended up getting Shelton ejected. And it went in the Mets' favor, though, so I will take it. And Sawinski ends up striking out, and the Mets end up getting bailed out there big time. We go to the top of the 8th where the Mets go down in order. Then the bottom of the 8th, Nunez comes in. I am obsessed with Nunez right now. I mean, what a find by David Stearns, apparently, as I never would have thought Deadnell Nunez in a billion years would be the most reliable arm back there. But here we are, 9th inning, Mets go down in order, and then Diaz comes in for the save opportunity. A little shaky at the beginning, hits O'Neal Cruz, gets a strikeout on Tellez, gets the double play there from McCutchen, and Diaz locks down the save. It is so nice to have him back. It is so nice to have a bullpen that actually succeeded. And again, this game could have gone downhill really quickly, but the Mets end up getting a huge break throughout this game, and they end up getting a huge win here. A very crucial one to get back to 500 potentially tomorrow, because you need to come out of this series with 3 out of 4. Like, it is mandatory, especially since Pittsburgh's one of the teams that maybe is going to fight you a bit for that last wild card spot. And then on top of that, you're already falling behind the 8-ball a bit of the Cardinals, who just don't seem to lose lately. And you want to get yourself in a position where you're not doing that. And this was very important. You had a big day from Brandon Nimmo. Nimmo and Torrens, I mean, they were just the heroes for the Mets today. Both of them going 3 for 4 today. But Torrens especially, I mean, 3 RBIs for the guy. How about that? And 2 for 12 with runners in scoring position. Again, the Mets really could have done more here, but Martinez and Alonso in the middle of that order didn't really give you much, unfortunately. And then on top of that, again, the bottom of the lineup had a couple of shaky at-bats, but still, you get the job done. I'm not going to sit here and complain. From the pitching side things, glad you got, honestly, as much as it sucks that you're going to lose a lot of these quality arms for tomorrow to be options, you had to use them, and I'm happy that they got this done. But at the same time, Reed Garrett, Nunez, and Diaz, you'd have to think they could give you innings tomorrow, especially Diaz, who hasn't pitched really that much. But yeah, it just sucks that Peterson couldn't give you a little more length. But again, I love the decision to pull him out of the game there, because Jose Budo, I mean, he deserves a spot in the rotation. He has just been so good. The way he was using his sinker today, and Baseball Savant definitely agrees that his sinker looked very good today. The spin was up on all of his pitches, especially, though, the sinker there, which he utilized that one the most, as he used 7 of that through 7 sinkers, and definitely his best pitch. And then you get to Reed Garrett. Weird, because the velocity and the spin was up, but he was not really locating his pitches that well. So that's the only thing that sucked there. Nunez, though, again, freaking love this. And then Diaz had his velocity up a bit, so I was very happy to see a little bit of velo there from Edwin Diaz. But again, the bullpen got it done. And more importantly, Luis Torrens freaking saved the day. On top of that, of course, Nimmo. Got to give credit to him for what he did. And despite the Mets having 2 errors, despite them having 11 hits and leaving 10 guys on base, or not leaving 10 guys on, having 10 opportunities, I should say, with guys on base, left 5 on, but 2 for 12 with runners in scoring position is what I meant. You had 10 opportunities there. Pissed. The Mets find a way to get it done. And that's all that matters, because again, just scrape and get those wins. But they will be back at it again tomorrow at, I think, 1 o'clock is the game time. And I don't think the Pirates actually have their starter announced, but I know the Mets are going to be trotting out Manaea tomorrow. And then I don't know what it's going to be for the Pirates, who had to use a lot of their bullpen today. So that's going to make things very interesting for them tomorrow. But we play the games for a reason, because the Mets definitely have the they have definitely an advantage rolling into tomorrow, but you play the games for a reason. And could the Mets end up losing it? yeah, but hopefully that doesn't end up being the case. But that is going to be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I apologize for the little hiccup there at the beginning with the Rangers logo being on here, but that's going to be it. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're a Met fan, turn on your notifications so you know I upload or go live, and I'll see you in the next one.